Scream is my all-time favorite film. Period. As I mentioned in my previous review of I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream revitalized the horror genre in the 90s and inspired a wide range of imitators such as Urban Legend, Cherry Falls, Valentine, The Faculty, Final Destination, and of course, I Know and its sequel, I Still Know. Unfortunately, none of the imitators succeeded in surpassing the quality of Scream. But they did try, really hard, sometimes to the point where they were literally quoting Scream almost line for line.
Does away with his students, then kills himself in the same manner as the course he teaches. It's beautiful.
What if your father snapped your mother's anniversary, set him off, and he went on a murder spree, killing everyone?
Except for Billy and me. We were left for dead.
Then he kills you and shoots himself in the head. Perfect ending.
Right here, asshole.
You're fucking crazy. I prefer the term eccentric.
You're crazy, both of you.
Actually, you prefer the term psychotic.
Why? 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 Why?
Why did you kill my mother?
Why?
Why?
But this isn't a review of the not Screams, or Scream itself. Today we're counting down the top 10 fun facts about Wes Craven's Scream. The movie was originally called Scary Movie. I always wondered, if Scream was called Scary Movie, would Scary Movie be called Scream? Just imagine this image with this title. I don't know why, but that's pretty funny. Also, if Scary Movie never happened, would all the bad movies that followed it never have been made? Yeah, maybe they should have kept the first title. I know this is fairly universally known by Scream fans, but Drew Barrymore was originally supposed to play Sidney Prescott. Neve Campbell is a star, but can you just imagine her in the role? You remember that scene in 50 First Dates where Barrymore beats up a guy? Well, what if that guy was Ghostface? Yeah. The iconic Ghostface mask was based on a vinyl Halloween mask that was sold as a Father Death costume. The mask was inspired by Edvard Munch's painting The Scream. Scream was inspired by a documentary Kevin Williamson watched about a serial killer named Harold Rowling who killed 5 students. Later that night, Williamson found an open window in his house that he'd sure he'd closed. For the rest of the night, he searched the house with a knife in his hand and his friend on the phone, which happens to be my evening routine every time I'm home alone. Wes Craven refused to direct the film at least 3 times before finally accepting, after a 12-year-old verbally attacked him, criticizing his quote-unquote softening horror sensibilities. Also, his latest films before Scream weren't that great. During filming, Drew Barrymore was given a real landline rather than a prop. In multiple occasions, she screamed, hung up, called again in another take, screamed, and hung up again. She screamed and hung up so many times that the authorities had to get involved. Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface, actually starred in animated TV shows and movies like The Powerpuff Girls, the Wild Thornberrys movie, Kumba the Lion King, just Kumba, as well as Cats and Dogs 2. It's safe to say that his career mostly thrived in the Scream movies. Since Drew Barrymore was no longer attached to the project after the opening scene, the hunt was on for a new Sidney. Possible options included Alicia Witt, Brittany Murphy, Melissa Joan Hart, and Reese Witherspoon. What if Scream 7 is actually a legacy sequel to Legally Blonde? Do you remember the memorable scene where Tatum was crushed in a garage door? Well, the actress Rose McGowan could actually fit through the cat door, so they had to nail her to it. Dwey was actually supposed to die, but he did so well with test audiences, so the final scene was reshot. Dwey was also supposed to die in Scream 2, and Scream 3, and Scream 4, until he finally died in Scream 5. And those were the top 10 fun facts about Scream. Almost 30 years later, it's still a classic. Thanks for watching, make sure to check out the other episodes.